Hello there, you're watching Bizworld. I'm Anita Wu. Malaysia's encouraging 4.5% first quarter economy growth will provide positive impetus for the country's future growth and will in fact further strengthen investors' confidence in the country. Describing the performance as impressive and beyond expectations, Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng pointed out that it has surpassed forecasts by many international and local fund managers who had expected growth at merely 4.3% and below.
Kita harap bahawa itu semua pihak akan yakin sama seperti pelabur-pelabur asing. Nampaknya pelabur asing tidak dipengaruhi oleh beberapa laporan yang mungkin tidak berapa positif dan mereka masih melabur dengan lebih banyak berbanding dengan suku-suku sebelum ni.
Yesterday, Bank Negara Malaysia announced Malaysia's economy grew by 4.5% in the first quarter of 2019, with private sector activity remaining the key growth driver. On a quarter-on-quarter seasonally adjusted basis, the GDP grew by 1.1%. Guan Eng was speaking to reporters after launching Securities Commission Malaysia FinTech Roundtable 2019 in Kuala Lumpur earlier today. In the meantime, Lim also said that the government is contemplating to provide more incentives to equity crowdfunding, or ECF, and peer-to-peer P2P financing operators under Budget 2020 in an effort to boost financing to micro, small and medium enterprises at lower costs. Under Budget 2019, the government committed 50 million ringgit towards the Co-Investment Fund, CIF, for ECFs and P2P investments.
The P2P and also the crowdfunding, this will give more alternatives to the borrowers and also allow them to enjoy lower costs. I think that's critical. And so far what we have seen is that they have indeed been able to offer lower costs. So what we are looking at is whether we can provide more incentives to them. And this is something that we discussed just in a closed-door session, and we are looking at if there are any new offerings that will be presented at the 2020 budget.
Earlier was the FinTech Roundtable 2019 together with the Finance Minister. Since 2015, ECF and P2P financing platforms have helped around 900 micro SMEs to raise 344 million ringgit via more than 3,400 deals. The range for ECF financing obtained is between 130,000 ringgit to 3 million ringgit, with the median being 750,000 ringgit. While P2P financing obtained its wider, between 1,000 ringgit to 1 million ringgit, with the median being 14,000 ringgit. Of the total, 11,261 investors, with 53% being less than 35 years old. Commenting on the revised guidelines on recognised markets to facilitate property crowdfunding, PCF, Lim said this will provide alternative source of funding for home buyers.
We want to be ahead of the curve, and that's why I think what SC has done. SC is staying ahead of the curve by not only providing guidelines but encouraging more of these investors come in.
The PCF scheme is eligible for Malaysians aged 21 and above and first-time home buyers, which provides financing limit of up to a maximum of 90% of the property value. On property criteria, it must be completed residential properties valued not more than 500,000 ringgit at the point of offering and located within Malaysia only. Maybank Kim Eng lauds Bank Negara Malaysia BNM's initiatives to enhance market liquidity and accessibility as a step in the right direction because they're classified as market-friendly measures. As BNM announced several initiatives to improve onshore foreign exchange, FX and bond market liquidity, it views the recent development positively and believes it is a reinforcement of efforts to deepen and broaden the onshore market. In a note today, the research firm said the accessibility to onshore dynamic hedging is widened by including trust banks and global custodians. BNM said it was taking several development initiatives to improve domestic FX and bond market liquidity, likely in response to FTSE Russell's action last month. It is also in line with the regulator's intention to continuously broaden and deepen the onshore financial markets. Maybank Kim Eng said the timing of the announcement was within the research firm's expectations, such that it gave ample time to assess the impact on market liquidity from these new measures. Looks like that's all from Bizworld this evening. I'm Anita Wu. Thank you for investing your time with us.